A brief trip into the future with inventor Maxwell Chikumbutso. He's claiming a scientific breakthrough with this green energy technology, an electric car which he says converts radio frequencies into energy. Chikumbutso is not the typical scientist. He dropped out of school aged 14 and says he's developed his blueprints through research and visions from God.
In a shocking twist that has left many stunned, Maxwell Chikumbutso is facing an unexpected blow that could threaten his grand vision. Known for his claims of a car powered by radio waves, this Zimbabwean inventor now finds himself under intense and relentless scrutiny.
Showcasing his latest invention of the world's first self-powering vehicles and motorbikes that run just on radio waves.
Skeptics are lining up, demanding proof that never seems to appear. Could this be the end of a dream? Or is it the start of a battle that could reshape the future of clean energy forever? Skepticism over scientific validity. Skepticism can sometimes feel cruel, especially when it dashes the hopes of someone who seems so close to a big breakthrough. That is what has happened to Maxwell Chikumbutso. Even though he claims to have built a vehicle that runs on radio waves, many experts are not convinced. They say his discovery might break important laws of science, such as the idea that energy cannot be created or destroyed. As a result, people are asking for proof that he has struggled to provide. This situation has caused heartbreak for those who believed Maxwell had a way to solve our energy needs for good. Some of his local supporters see him as a hero, while others want to see clear evidence before they celebrate. Skepticism, in this case, means experts demand tests, data, and open results that show how his engine works. They also want to know how he can get enough power from radio waves to move a car at normal speeds, let alone reach high speeds. Such doubt is not meant to be unkind. In fact, it is a key part of the scientific world. When someone makes a huge claim, people expect strong proof. They might repeat tests over and over, look for errors, and share findings with other experts. If the same results happen again and again, the claim looks stronger. But if the claim breaks important laws of science, even the loudest praises tend to fade unless there is solid proof. For Maxwell and his team, it must be very painful to face such strong doubt. Supporters might feel the world is ignoring his efforts or being unfair. But we should remember that science does not make exceptions just because an idea sounds exciting. Every new claim, no matter how good it seems, must be tested.
So this guy, they said, we are willing to work with you in the journey. If this thing works, then we have to work together. So right now, we are working on that to put an assembling plant in Zimbabwe, to start with an assembling plant.
If Maxwell's invention is real, it still needs to pass these careful checks to win trust and truly change the world. At its core, skepticism helps us avoid being fooled by big talk and false promises. It keeps us safe from wasting time and money on ideas that do not work. True inventions, when tested fairly, will rise above the doubt. The heartbreak for Maxwell may lie in how hard it is to protect his vision under the weight of so many questions. Yet, if he truly has discovered something amazing, time and thorough testing will reveal the truth. It might not be easy, but skepticism is something every bold inventor must face before the world embraces their creation. Lack of independent testing. Lack of independent testing is a major setback that has cast a dark shadow over Maxwell Chikumbutso's bold claims, causing heartbreak for supporters who hoped his invention would change the world. He says he built a free energy vehicle powered by radio waves, an idea that seems too good to be true. Many people want to believe in his vision, yet the absence of outside testing makes them pause. They wonder, if this invention really works, why not invite experts from around the globe to come and see for themselves? In scientific circles, independent testing is like a seal of trust. It means outside parties, people or groups with no personal stake, are allowed to test, inspect, and pick apart new technology to see if it stands up. Without this process, doubts can grow. While Maxwell has shown his invention to local leaders, Critics argue that government officials might not have the right tools or experience to confirm his claims. This gap between Maxwell's promises and the proof people want is painful for those who support him. They watch him share his message, hoping each time he will provide solid evidence. Yet those repeated calls for independent demonstrations remain unanswered. Some fear that if more time passes without open verification, the world might lose interest or even suspect a hidden trick. True innovators usually welcome tough checks on their work because it shows they have nothing to hide. When we compare Maxwell's situation to famous tech stories, the difference is clear. Companies like Tesla and SpaceX show off their progress to reporters, scientists, and anyone else who wants to see real results. By allowing outside experts to investigate, they gain trust, and their announcements carry weight. Maxwell, on the other hand, stands apart, choosing to keep important details away from the public. This choice only fuels more skepticism. It is heartbreaking to see such promise on the verge of being dismissed. If Maxwell truly has a revolutionary idea, he risks losing his moment in the spotlight by not letting outsiders test it. Even those whose hearts are set on his success admit that strong proof is needed to quiet the naysayers.
What sort of agreement do you have with the car manufacturer in terms of having the same technology on another car?
In automotive industry, it's something that is not difficult to do.
A product so extraordinary must pass through fire to show its worth. The lack of independent testing remains a giant barrier to acceptance for Maxwell Chikumbutso. Outsiders want to see numbers and facts, to hold and compare data for themselves. Until that happens, heartbreak and doubt will continue to follow every mention of his once hopeful technology. Media and global bias against African innovators. Maxwell Chikumbutso's story highlights a painful truth. The world does not always give African innovators the same attention it gives to Western entrepreneurs. Many people first heard about his free energy vehicle claim with wonder, only to see it overshadowed by doubt. While skeptics question the science, another factor sits in the background like an elephant in the room. Global media bias that often neglects African ideas unless they are backed by major Western outlets or famous faces. This bias is heartbreaking because many African inventors work tirelessly, hoping their dreams will be seen and understood by the world. Yet, when they step onto the global stage, their voices often go unheard. Part of the problem is that most international media hubs are based in Western countries. Reports of new technology from Africa may not get the same level of focus, making it harder for innovators like Maxwell to break through. For Maxwell, this means his claims, however bold, are swallowed up in a silence that might not greet someone like Elon Musk. Musk can announce a future plan, and media outlets across the globe rush to cover it. He can show prototype images or concepts, and thousands of websites publish them. In contrast, Maxwell's words can seem to vanish into thin air, forcing him to rely on local coverage that rarely reaches an international audience. Such an uneven playing field is more than just unfair. It also discourages young African minds who might have brilliant ideas but fear they will not be taken seriously. They grow up seeing global headlines centered on Western companies, while African innovations are often labeled as not proven or unconfirmed simply because they lack worldwide press coverage. This climate leads to missed opportunities and broken dreams. At times, African inventors have to leave their home countries to gain better access to research funds and fair media interest. For Maxwell, the heartbreak lies in staying home, trying to prove himself in an environment that may not have the global networks or resources he needs. Even if his invention truly works, few may see or test it without robust international support.
This is one of Chikumbutso's groundbreaking innovations. He calls it a self-powering electric vehicle, powered entirely by radio waves. This is the first of its kind in the world.
Meanwhile, social media could have been a powerful tool to share his achievements. Yet, even these platforms can be biased, with algorithms that favor big brands and certain geographic regions. This means Maxwell's voice can still be drowned out by louder, more established names, making it difficult for him to show the world what he may have discovered. No tangible proof of concept. One of the biggest issues surrounding Maxwell Chikumbutso's bold claims is the lack of tangible proof of concept. While his idea of a car powered by free energy from radio waves sounds revolutionary, the world has yet to see hard evidence that it works as described. This missing proof has cast a shadow of doubt over his invention, leaving many to wonder if his claims are real or just another case of unfulfilled promises. For Maxwell, this situation is heartbreaking, as his dreams of global recognition hang in the balance. When inventors come forward with groundbreaking technology, the world expects to see a working prototype. A tangible proof of concept is essential because it shows that the idea is not just theoretical, but can work in real-world conditions. For Maxwell, this would mean demonstrating his free energy vehicle to independent experts, allowing them to inspect and verify how his technology works. Unfortunately, this has not happened. While he has showcased his invention to local officials and supporters, critics argue that these demonstrations have not been transparent or convincing enough. Without clear proof, Maxwell's claims remain stuck in a space between hope and skepticism. Many people are excited by the possibility of a car that runs on free energy, but they are also wary of being misled. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and until Maxwell provides this, the world will continue to question his invention. Some even compare his work to other unproven technologies that promised to change the world but ultimately failed to deliver. The problem isn't just about science, it's also about trust. When people hear about a car that never needs fuel or charging, they naturally want to see it in action. They want to know the technology is real and that it can be replicated. Maxwell's inability to provide this proof has made it difficult for him to gain the trust of the global community. Even supporters who believe in his vision admit that the lack of tangible evidence is a major hurdle. Doubts about radio wave energy. The idea of powering a car using radio wave energy sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. For Maxwell Chikumbutso, this concept is at the heart of his invention, a free energy vehicle that could revolutionize transportation and eliminate the need for fuel or charging. However, the technology has raised significant doubts among scientists and experts, casting a shadow over his groundbreaking claims. These doubts are not just technical, they are deeply rooted in how we understand energy and physics, making Maxwell's journey both fascinating and heartbreaking. Radio waves, as we know them, carry energy. This is why they can transmit signals for radios, televisions, and cell phones. But the amount of energy they carry is extremely small and is usually only enough to power tiny devices like sensors or trackers.
The inventor chronicled how himself and his colleague had been poisoned in the United States of America because their idea was challenging traditional ways of thinking. Chikumbutso's colleague succumbed to the poisoning incident.
For Maxwell to claim that he has harnessed radio waves to power a full-sized car raises eyebrows. The scientific community is skeptical because converting such small amounts of energy into enough power to move a vehicle seems nearly impossible with today's known technologies. One major doubt comes from the laws of physics, particularly the first law of thermodynamics, which states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Experts argue that the energy Maxwell claims to be harvesting must come from somewhere, and they question whether radio waves can provide enough energy to achieve what he says. Without clear data or an explanation of the process, these doubts continue to grow, leaving his invention in a cloud of uncertainty. Another issue is the lack of independent testing. If Maxwell's technology truly works, why not allow scientists and engineers from around the world to examine it? Sharing his process and results with the global scientific community could help silence critics and prove that his invention is not just a dream. Instead, the limited demonstrations so far have only added fuel to the skepticism. Many believe that extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof, and Maxwell has yet to deliver that. For Maxwell, the heartbreak lies in seeing his vision questioned and dismissed. If his invention is real, it could change the world and solve major energy problems. But until he addresses these doubts about radio wave energy and provides strong evidence, the skeptics will remain, and his dream will stay out of reach. The world wants to believe in miracles, but only when they are backed by undeniable proof. Emotional and professional challenges. For Maxwell Chikumbutso, the journey of being an inventor has been anything but easy. While his bold claim of creating a free energy vehicle has sparked attention and curiosity, it has also brought with it a heavy burden of emotional and professional challenges. The backlash, skepticism, and lack of support have created a storm that is difficult to weather. For someone who dreamed of changing the world, Maxwell now faces a whirlwind of doubt and uncertainty that is heartbreaking to witness. One of the biggest emotional challenges Maxwell faces is the constant criticism. When you pour your heart and soul into an idea, it's devastating to have people question its validity or dismiss it altogether. For Maxwell, hearing experts and skeptics say his invention defies the laws of physics must feel like a personal attack. It's not easy to face rejection when you believe you've discovered something revolutionary. The emotional toll of being doubted on such a large scale can weigh heavily, leaving him feeling isolated and misunderstood. On a professional level, the challenges are just as daunting. Without widespread support or tangible proof of his concept, Maxwell is struggling to gain the trust of the global scientific and business communities. On a professional level, the challenges are just as daunting. Without widespread support or tangible proof of his concept, Maxwell is struggling to gain the trust of the global scientific and business communities. Investors are hesitant to back unverified technology, and independent experts have yet to test and endorse his claims. This lack of professional validation has created a roadblock for Maxwell, making it nearly impossible to move forward with his invention. Without the necessary funding or recognition, his dream of revolutionizing clean energy remains out of reach. There's also the challenge of representing African innovation in a world that often overlooks contributions from the continent. Maxwell's struggles are a reminder of the biases African inventors face on the global stage. Even if his invention were proven to work, breaking through the barriers of media bias and gaining international recognition would still be a steep climb. This adds another layer of difficulty to his already uphill battle. For Maxwell, these emotional and professional challenges are deeply intertwined. The heartbreak of being doubted and dismissed makes it harder to push forward, while the lack of professional validation amplifies the emotional strain. Yet, in the face of all these obstacles, one can only hope that he continues to fight for his dream. If his invention is truly as groundbreaking as he claims, time and persistence may eventually bring the recognition and support he deserves. Until then, Maxwell's journey remains a difficult and emotional one, marked by heartbreak and resilience. What if we told you a $5,000 robot can completely upgrade your kitchen? Google's cooking robot is now all the rave for creating gourmet dishes precisely and easily with simple commands. This revolutionary device doesn't just follow recipes, it masters them, leaving even the culinary industry's leading chefs amazed. But how does it work? And more importantly, should you trust a robot to prepare your next meal? Join us as we explore this groundbreaking invention that has shocked the world with delicious dishes.
Imagine having a 5-star chef cooking all your meals for you every day of your life. This is the dream and the goal that Moli Robotics is trying to accomplish.
Aloha, the amazing Google cooking robot. The thought that a robot can cook delicious meals just like a professional chef is already too mind-blowing. But well, permit us to tell you that the future of cooking is already here. Google has just introduced a futuristic cooking robot called Aloha that costs only $5,000, and it's turning heads everywhere. Now, you might be wondering what makes this robot so special. You might not believe this, but it's incredibly affordable compared to other high-tech cooking machines that cost tens of thousands of dollars. At just $5,000, it's a game changer for anyone who dreams of having a robot chef in their own kitchen. But don't let the price fool you. This robot is packed with technology capable of creating mouth-watering dishes that taste just as good, if not better, than what you'd get at a restaurant. And the best part? You don't need to be a tech expert to use it. We made no mistakes when we said that, but that's not all the best about this incredible kitchen robot. This is where you'd want to stay glued to this video because the best part is yet to come. This robot can take the stress out of cooking, handling everything from chopping, stirring, and even frying. All you need to do is tell it what ingredients you have, and it will suggest the perfect recipes. Think of making a gourmet meal with just a few voice commands. Whether you're in the mood for pasta, stir-fry, or even dessert, this robot covers you. It gets even better. It can follow the recipe exactly every single time, so you don't have to worry about making mistakes. For those of us who struggle in the kitchen, this robot could be the answer we've been waiting for. And just as you may have thought, the excitement surrounding this cooking robot is off the charts. People everywhere are amazed that something so advanced and intelligent can fit right into our homes. It's not just for tech enthusiasts. Anyone who loves food can benefit from this technology. It's like having a personal chef at your service 24/7. But the impact of this robot goes beyond just convenience. It's shaking up the entire food industry. With food delivery apps, meal kits, and now cooking robots, how we think about cooking and eating is changing rapidly. This cooking robot is designed to make life easier, save time, and most importantly, help you cook better food. So what do you think? Would you trust a robot to cook your meals? But we know you're itching to discover how this $5,000 Google cooking robot works.
Robot chefs behind the counter, almost everything here is made by machines. The fries by a robot called Flippy.
It's simple. Let's break it down and reveal why it's a game changer in the kitchen. First off, this robot is designed to do everything in the kitchen, just like a professional chef. You can tell it what ingredients you have, and it will suggest amazing recipes based on what you've got. Whether you're craving pasta, a fresh salad, or even a complex dessert, this robot can easily whip it up. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner cook or someone who loves experimenting. This robot adapts to your needs, and the best part is that it cooks with precision and efficiency, ensuring every dish is perfect every time. But that's not all. One of the most impressive features of this robot is its ability to prepare a wide range of dishes. You can count on it to handle everything from chopping vegetables to stirring a pot on the stove. Its robotic arms can mimic human-like movements, allowing it to perform complicated tasks requiring much time and effort. But the robot doesn't just replicate basic cooking moves, it does it all with flawless accuracy. Whether frying, baking, or grilling, it knows how to handle each step to ensure the dish is cooked correctly. Now, you might wonder, how does it know how to cook? That's where the magic of technology comes in. The robot is powered by artificial intelligence, allowing it to learn and adapt to new recipes and cooking techniques. With AI, it doesn't just follow instructions, it learns from experience. This means the more it cooks, the better it gets. It can adjust cooking times, ingredient quantities, and even temperature settings to ensure that every meal is perfect. It's like having a personal chef who learns your taste preferences and improves over time. Amazing, right? What makes it even cooler is its ability to understand natural language. You can talk to it just like you would a person. No complicated buttons or settings, just simple voice commands. You could say you've got some tomatoes, chicken, and garlic, and the robot will suggest a recipe and get to work. It's truly a revolution in how we interact with kitchen technology. Behind the scenes, the robot relies on advanced robotics to move its arms, pick up ingredients, and cook them precisely. It uses sensors to measure the ingredients and ensure the dish is perfectly balanced. With its AI, it knows how to adjust in real time. The robot will handle it seamlessly if the sauce needs to be thicker or the oven needs to be turned up. What's more, the robot can even clean up after itself. This means after preparing a meal, it'll make sure the workspace is spotless, so you don't have to worry about any mess. Now let's talk about its future. Will this robot become a staple in homes around the world? Could it replace traditional cooking methods? What do you think? real-world applications, and the future of cooking. One of the most exciting aspects of this cooking robot is how it could be integrated into everyday kitchens. We've all experienced those days when we don't have the energy or time to prepare a meal. Maybe we're not great at cooking or don't feel like it. This robot could be the solution. With its artificial intelligence, the robot can learn your preferences, figure out what you like, and adapt to your needs. It's like having a personal chef who's always ready to help, considering your dietary preferences and the ingredients available in your kitchen. No more stressing over what to cook or dealing with complicated recipes.
The robots have arrived, at least in Pasadena, California. That's where the world's first ever fully autonomous AI-powered restaurant.
Just ask, and the robot gets to work. For busy families, it could be a game changer. Parents can come home after a long day at work, and instead of dealing with the hassle of cooking, the robot could have dinner ready. The robot could help those who struggle to find the time or energy to cook, and could even encourage healthier eating by offering nutritious meal options tailored to personal tastes. Apart from just home kitchens, this robot could also be a game changer in small restaurants or food startups. Imagine a cafe or a food stall with a robot in charge of food preparation. It could work efficiently, follow recipes, and adapt to customers' changing tastes. With the robot handling the cooking, human workers could focus on customer service or other aspects of the business, creating a smooth and efficient operation. The potential for integrating this robot into real-world kitchens is endless. But have you ever considered how this robot is stacked against traditional cooking? Can it really replace human chefs? The answer is more complicated than just yes or no. While the robot can perform tasks with high precision, it still can't replicate certain things. Let's take the classic chef's skill, which is creativity. A professional chef can look at a dish and know exactly what it needs to make it taste better. Maybe it's a pinch of salt, a dash of extra spice, or some fresh herbs. For now, a chef's intuition and ability to experiment with flavors are things that a robot can't quite match. Robots follow instructions to the letter. They can't feel the dish in the way a human can, but regarding the broader food industry, the robot's ability to follow recipes and create new dishes could also impact how we think about food innovation. Restaurants could experiment with new recipes without worrying about human error or inconsistent results. AI learning how to reduce food waste and optimize ingredient use could make the industry more sustainable in the long run. But it's not just professional kitchens that will be impacted. Food enthusiasts at home can also benefit from this robot's abilities. You no longer need to spend hours learning complex recipes or worrying about cutting onions the wrong way. With this robot, anyone can cook like a professional chef, even if they've never stepped into a kitchen. It could bring cooking to the masses, making it more accessible and enjoyable for people who might have never considered cooking. So it isn't just a dream anymore. It's the reality of what this $5,000 cooking robot can bring to everyday kitchens, potentially transforming home cooking and the entire culinary industry. But what if we tell you that Google isn't the one that has come up with this breathtaking cooking robot technology?
Robots capable of whipping out meals.
Gold class breakfast.
When a menu item is selected, the dish is served right away.
The pancake chef called Motoman SDA-10. This isn't some science fiction idea. It's a reality that the Motoman SDA-10, a robot created by Toyota, can make pancakes just like a human chef, and sometimes even better. The Motoman SDA-10 is a humanoid robot with 2 mechanical arms that can move just like human arms but with a twist. These arms have 7 joints, allowing them to twist, turn, flip, and perform even the most delicate tasks with great precision. While it might seem like a robot is only good for simple jobs like cleaning or lifting, the Motoman SDA-10 proves that robots can take on far more complicated tasks, like cooking. This robot doesn't just mix ingredients and pour batter onto a hot griddle. It can flip pancakes with perfect timing, ensuring they're golden brown and cooked just right. Want a pancake with chocolate chips, berries, or whipped cream on top? The Motoman SDA-10 can customize each pancake by adding the toppings you like, just as a human chef would. Now, you might be wondering how a robot that doesn't even have legs does all this. Well, that's part of the genius of the Motoman SDA-10. Even though it lacks legs, its arms are designed to handle all the culinary tasks that normally require human hands. It's not just about making pancakes, it's about making pancakes perfectly every time. The robot's precise movements, combined with its advanced sensors, make sure that nothing is ever overcooked or undercooked. And since it doesn't get tired, distracted, or make mistakes under pressure, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.